So guys, this is a video of what if Deku had all four main characters from Demon Slayer's memories, soul, and personalities at one body, I mean. So, let's say it's completely different. Not, no. Let's say it's just in the, like, they're very far in the future from when Demon Slayer happened. So Deku was born, and he was born. Ba- what doctors said, he was born with basically no immune system, no protection against anything. He was also born with pneumonia, not pneumonia. He was also born with asthma, and a lot of other um lung and heart diseases. He, the doctor said he won't be living much, but even if he wouldn't be living much, his mother prayed for him to live a long life, which ends up happening because he literally has four souls inside of him. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. He literally will live for four lifetimes, quite literally. It's not like he'll reborn. He'll be reborn. He will quite literally live four lifetimes, and he he has Inosuke's personality. He has Tanjiro's personality. He has Zenitsu's personality, and he also has uh, Nezuko's personality, all in one body. No, let's change that. Nezuko. Actually, no, Nezuko. It's still the same. Okay, let's go on. I had a bit of a confusion. My handwriting isn't good, so I didn't understand really what I wrote down. So if you're wondering why I'm taking breaks, I'm eating something. I'm starving. So, uh, Inosuke's personality, as you know, if you've ever watched Demon Slayer, he's rude. He's a type of person, bronze over brains, and he's rude. He's he's dumb. And then we go to Tanjiro's. Sorry for not keeping an image. I was focused in the paper that was saying the story. Sorry. So Tanjiro's personality is a balance between bronze and brains. So, and he's also caring, and just saying, the one that takes over most of the time is Inosuke. Most of the times it's Inosuke that's outside controlling, although the other personalities and souls are still there controlling too, like minimally. So when one soul is controlling, the other three still have some control, but not full control. So most of the times it's Inosuke, because he literally doesn't let any other soul, the other three souls, that is Tanjiro and Zenitsu, and Nezuko's and Tanjiro's soul take over most of the time. So Inosuke just is the one that mostly is out. So we go to Zenitsu's personality: a coward, a crybaby, but when he's using his breathing technique, he's a badass. Now saying I like him because Inosuke and Tanjiro are my favorite characters in Demon Slayer. Well, besides, I'm just saying I don't like. I like him. I like Zenitsu the least, and then it comes. Sorry for everybody else that doesn't agree with me. Then is Nezuko, then Tanjiro, and the top of my list of my favorite characters in Demon Slayer is Inosuke. I have a problem pronouncing names, sorry. So, let's go to her personality. She's caring. She's not a demon anymore. Well, at least her soul isn't a demon. Her body was a demon. And, they, let me just read a bit. I'm a bit confused of what I do in this part. Sorry again for my writing. Okay, so she's caring, she's loving, she is quite literally the opposite of Inosuke. Just think the opposite of Inosuke. But when she gets angry, you better fuck off. Sorry for the words. I know YouTube's gonna strike me down one day for saying a bad word, but who cares? I'm just here for entertainment, not money. So, she's totally fearless when it comes to any situation. If she had to, she would dive. She would be a kamikaze pilot if it was to save somebody or millions of people. So, continuing on, and going back to the story, Izuku's mom gets her wish, but she doesn't know it. She treats him like a king because, well, the doctor said he would probably only live till college, and I'm gonna say that UA is gonna be a college. I know many people do this, but for my story to happen, it needs to be a college, because there's gonna be 18 plus stuff, wink you face, and also alcohol, so don't ask. I don't know if you want a 1 hour video, but I'll do as much as I can. So going back to my favorite character. Sorry. Why the fuck do I have this photo? Sorry. This one. Okay, so he's fearless. Deku's literally not the wimp he is. Well, most of the times he is a wimp, but when Inosuke's out, he's just a badass, a total badass. And I'm gonna say his father's work is blacksmithing. He's a blacksmith, and he taught the art of creating katanas. Like, I don't remember the name of the type of katanas that they use in Demon Slayer, but I'm just gonna say it's a normal katana, like the one that most people picture when you say a Japanese sword. I know there's many different types of katanas, but like it's too hard to remember all their names. And I'm just gonna say it's the standard thing that people think when somebody says a Japanese sword. So, going on, Deku literally forged two blades, like in this photo, with the same grooves. He didn't break it with a rock like he did in the anime. He forged it. So, and he also so his father was quite rich. He had a company, like he still has it, but now who runs it? It's his wife, Inko, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and he's also a stay-at-home dad. But as their home is literally the giantest, like the biggest Japanese style house, and they have a forged like normal things for a blacksmith, and at the house, I'm gonna say this is like those Japanese style houses that have multiple levels, like 5 to 6 levels, and she's at the top one. That's her office. Like on the outside, the house is like like an old type of Japanese house, like the ones you see in animes and movies, that is made of wood, and like and like the windows are the what was it, paper rice? I don't remember what it was. You know that paper thing. If you didn't know it was paper, well then you dumb. You dumb. Because I have a friend that's, at least I think, because he is from Japan, he does play pranks on me, so I don't really know. But I'm gonna take his word because he's from Japan. He lived in Japan for like 5 or 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. And he loves history. So I wouldn't think he would be pulling a prank on me, because when it turns to history, he probably only pulls a prank on me about that every once in a month or so. He like does daily pranks on me when I'm beside him in school and everything else. So uh so on the inside, it's like a modern style house, but like, so I don't, in movies where there's an inside pathway through the outer part of the houses, the Japanese style houses. So that part's normal, but the center of it all is like modern style. And as they're rich, like they're loaded, but they don't like to spend much money. They only made, that was like something that was given to them from like a long while ago. Long while ago. So I'm gonna say this isn't on the script. I'm sorry for myself from the past, but oh well. Going on. They have like gunmen on each floor because they're rich. People try to get in, and like the house is surrounded by 10 meter high walls, and at each corner of the gates there's like 3 gates, because it's on the side of a mountain, and that's where they get their, no, that's not where they get their minerals for the blacksmith. They just buy it. So it's on the side of a mountain, like the highest top of the mountain. And if you say, oh, then it's not gonna have very good internet, it is. They literally own many types of companies, and one of those is an internet service company. And they made it so that anyone that lives on that mountain literally gets 5 bars of internet and also 5G. Don't if there's any Karens or Kevins in this flippin' video, I'm telling you, go off. The 5G towers didn't create coronavirus. Go off. No one likes Karens and Kevins. If you don't know what a Karen or a Kevin is, they're the type of people that ask immediately for the manager when they think they're right, but they're not. So let's go. Going on. So they. So Izuku literally forged these swords out of tungsten. Tungsten. It's gonna be an alloy between tungsten. If you don't know what tungsten is, it's the toughest metal on Earth, and titanium. It's right behind it. So I'm gonna say it's a mix between titanium and the tungsten. It's an alloy that's a mix of tungsten and titanium. And for the purpose of this, I'm gonna say it is very light. Very light. And it's also quite strong. And as his father is a master swordsman, he taught the ways of making swords to his son, Izuku, which, in the way, is also him. But he also has the other swords, like this Tanjiro sword. He also has, sorry. He also has Zenitsu's sword. So he literally is a one man army with multiple blades. If you see, if his two main swords, which is the tungsten titanium alloy, are on his side, like Inosuke Hashibara. I asked my friend if that's how you say it. He didn't respond to me, 'cause he's a dumbass. He only responds when it's something urgent or history, so he didn't say a single crap. Sorry, YouTube, I don't care. I'm here for entertainment, entertain people. So, going on. I'm anxious. Oh, well, go on. So, the other two swords he carries on the back, like Deadpool. You know when the scenes where Deadpool has two swords behind him crossing each other, the other two swords, like Tanjiro's sword and Zenitsu's sword, they're there too on the back, and he's a one-man army. He was born. He's like he didn't know because his mother was killed by a villain. I'm gonna say it was All for One, because no, actually no. As he lived in the mountains, he went outside a lot of times. And one time that he went outside, he came back and his whole mansion, his mom and dad's mansion, was burned to a crisp, and clearly something happened. It was Dabi and the crew, and All for One too. So he swears war on the League of Villains, and he literally lives on the ruins of the mansion. But then he was like, what, 4 or 5 when that happened. He still didn't know what his quirk was, and by the time the rest of the things happen on the anime, he doesn't even remember what a quirk is. But going on, I'm in immense pain, so if you hear me doing this, it's because it's being hard to breathe. It's very cold outside, and I'm getting sick. So, sorry, I'm just adjusting myself on the bed because I am currently on a position that's not comfortable. Okay, going on. So, he lives on the ruins for like 2 years, and then he boars stumble upon him, and they're like, it's too small to harm us, but it's too small to fend it for itself. Although it does have weapons, they're like they're smart enough to know what swords are, because like they have quirks. It's the part of it's a forest where animals have quirks, and these boars are boars that have this same smart level of Inosuke in the Demon Slayer anime. So they at least know what the swords are. So they're like, it does have a sword, but like it can't fend by itself. So they take him in. Sorry, that's my apple. I am very bored. It's not because I'm making a video. It's more, I'm thinking of something and I'm getting bored of it, but I only can think of that. Sorry. Going on to the story. The boars take him in. It's about like by like 1 year before well, the anime starts, which he is like 13, 14, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's 13 1 year before the anime starts. So he is like, he trains all night. He barely takes a nap, and when he takes, it's like 20 minutes at max, and it's like once every week, and he's used to that. He's used to having many injuries and not feel pain at all. Actually, I'm gonna say he can't feel pain at all. At all. And I'm also gonna say because there's two mental illnesses that I actually find cool. It's a mental illness that doesn't let you feel pain, and another one that doesn't let you feel feel fear. Like, you can't feel pain or fear. These are two separate things, but I'm gonna have them in Izuku. So Izuku goes, and he goes and he finds the boar, one of the boars. It's a female boar. He considered his mother after his actual mother's death. He considers that boar his mother, and it's dying. And as he grew up in the forest, he is like, he is like, I don't want you to suffer, so I'm gonna end your suffering in a respectful way. So he gathers around the other boars, and they all bow, put their heads down, and while Izuku is literally ends the boar mother, his boar mother, or cuts off his boar mother's head to end her suffering, and he does. She dies immediately, and as respect, he wears her pelt and her head, and he he starts protecting the forest like there's no tomorrow. Like there's villains that are trying to establish a base there, and he knows how to string. No, he actually doesn't. He like just goes full on for people that are trying to enter the forest. So he full on, when the scene where he headbutts the door, and he does that to people. He literally sneaks up behind them and headbutts them. Sometimes on the ribs, sometimes in the back. And there was this time that he broke the person's back. Like not broke, he fractured his back. And the the guy didn't know what it was. He just saw like a boar, because in Inosuke, just so people don't notice it's a human, he walks on all fours like a pig. Well, not like a pig. Yeah, boars are technically pigs, just like a different species. So he walks like a boar, and in all four, and he goes and he heads but that guy. I'm gonna say, uh, I'm gonna say before we get to that all, I'm gonna explain other things. I know you guys won't like the choice to choose who will be the ones that he dates. I'm gonna make it like a harem. He's gonna be pansexual. If you don't know what pansexual is, I'm gonna give you a brief description. You like everything and anything. So if you're a tree, start running, because he gon' fuck you. So he likes men and women. He doesn't care. And he's smart enough to know that, at least. As he didn't went much to school. He only went like for 1 year and then stopped because, well, the whole incident. But I'm gonna say, in that incident, they just saw there were news helicopters on top, and they when that happens is when Izuku, when he was 4, he comes in out of the forest and sees the burnt thing, and they see a kid there, and it matches the descriptions of the son of the two people that own the mansion, and they're like, oh, the kid the kid of the people that lived here just arrived. And they're like, what should we do? Do we land? And they started going down to land, but Izuku went back to the forest for like a month or so, and he was so deep in the forest that no one, like, not even pro heroes would go in, because at that part of the forest was just too dangerous, and they didn't think a 4-year-old could survive that long out there and that deep. Don't say it, that's what she said, because I'm gonna kill you. I'll jump out of the screen and kill you. But going on, he comes back on him. I'm gonna say the harem is I'm sorry for people that don't like harems, but I'm sorry, let me just. And yes, I do live in Belfast. Uh, dark mode, and I comfort. So, he. So, he is like. He his harm is gone. I didn't write this down. I messed up. My big brain didn't think of this. So sorry. And possibly this is gonna be either 1 hour or 2 hour. I have a lot of time in my hands, so don't mind me. So he he his harem is gonna be. I'm gonna say Toga did go to UA because her parents were actually supportive, and his harem is gonna be Toga, Momo, Mina, Hagakure, and Uraka, and also the only person that can actually fight him without breaking their whole bodies. Beat the drums. The Rabbit Hero, also known. I forgot her name. I was just saying it in my mind. I don't remember. I don't remember her name. The Bunny Hero. You know who she is. And they're gonna be introduced in different times. So when he actually comes out, like 10 months before like a month before the 10 months start to get into UA, I'm gonna say Night Eye and All Might, and he is gonna have I didn't explain his quirk yet, right? He has a super strength quirk, and he also has like yeah, just a super strength quirk. No, his quirk is called superhuman quirk. His quirk is called superhuman. Better. Yeah, it's just superhuman. And he's gonna have one for all. I'm gonna say that to you guys. And his strength, it's gonna quadruple. Like, no better. It's his strength is gonna tenfold. Like, imagine All Might, five times All Might. And that's how strong he is. But that's only if he goes over 100%. He can go to 1,000,000%, but he will definitely break his arms. Spoilers alert. He's gonna break his arm if he does that without training. He'll break his arms to the point that he can't use them for a long while, like in the end, like in the manga. But I don't think Deku will ever use it again in the manga. I still haven't read the rest, but okay. Going on, Deku goes to the city. He starts shouting and saying, "I am the best. Who wants to fight me?" And like most, I'm gonna say about like about 1% of people is quirkless. So like most of them are proud. Like every person that has it, most of the people that have quirks are like proud people. They don't swallow their pride. They're like, we're strong enough to beat you. And like they just see this 14-year-old having four swords, two in his hands and two in his back, and he's wearing a pelt and a boar pelt and a boar head, and his torso is showing, And they're and like girls are like, I want him right now. Some gay men are like, I do be wanting him. And so going on. If you don't know the time, look at the time up on the left, on the right, top right corner. It's that time for me. I live in Belfast, if you know, and it's very hard for me. It's winter, so by the time it was 4, it was already dark. I've been wanting to go to sleep for like hours, but I didn't want because I had to write the script for today's video. So going on, Deku goes on a rampage. He literally takes down 5 civilians, and like the rest of the civilians are like, I don't want to go. He just took down 5 people. Then low ranking pro heroes are just there like, kids, stop. And he knows the concept. If he kills, he goes to jail because he remembers that part. So he doesn't kill them, he just knocks them hard. Like hard, hard. And he goes to the heroes and starts knocking them out, as he did for the 5 civilians. And like, I'm gonna say he defeated like 100 pro heroes. And yes, and this is like the second largest city in the world. I'm gonna say it's right under Tokyo, which is also in Japan. So he literally took down 100 low-ranking heroes before like high-ranking heroes came. Like, I remember her name now, Mirko, the bunny hero. Midnight, but Midnight came after Mirko, and they were just those two. And All Might came in while he was doing that. He was just watching the kid, because he was already like, I need to find somebody. And he sees that the kid isn't killing them, even though he has swords, and everyone else is seeing him as a villain. But All Might is seeing him as like, he's not a villain, but he's also not good. He's just knocking them out, proving everyone that he's the best. And he literally sees Mirko like, he you know when somebody hates somebody and they know where they are and they just straight look at them, turn their head very fast. Deku just did that to Mirko, and she's like, yeesh. And she goes for it. She starts hitting him, but he doesn't feel a thing. And she's like, damn, this isn't fun if you don't feel a thing, you damn masochist. No, she's like, this isn't fun when he likes it. When you like it, you damn masochist. And he's like, I'm not what's a masochist? And she's like, what the flip? And then the local shout, he literally just came out of the forest. We don't know what happened, so he probably just grew up on the forest. So, and Mirko is like, he's putting 2 and 2 together, but like, she's taking it too slow, because she's also in the battle. So she's thinking, she's doing something and thinking on 2 things. So she's technically thinking on 3 things, so she can't really put 2 and 2 together too fast. So Deku literally is just standing there as he feels nothing, and Mirko is like, you damn masochist, this isn't fun if you like it. And he continues saying, what's a masochist? I don't know what that is. I just know I don't feel pain anymore. And she's like, Well, at least he knows the concept of pain. I thought he was just a complete animal. He's like, I'm not an animal. I am a human. I am a human. He remembers some things from the past, but he's like, bad memories. I don't want to use them mostly. So he's like, he takes off his boarhead mask, and he's like, I'm not an animal. I'm a human. And she's like, oh my Jesus, such a gorgeous bitch. Sorry, YouTube. And she's like, damn, you fine. I do be wanting you. Sorry. Excusez-moi, if you don't know what that is. Go search for it in Google Translate. Excusez-moi. It's French. And don't come asking me if I'm originally from France, because I'm not. I'm from Portugal. So I just know many languages. Not many languages. I just know some phrases of many languages. So going on from that, Mirko, when if she sees him, he knows he has the upper hand, because she's like mesmerized for his looks. He knows that he looks good because he has some self pride on him, and then he puts away the Inosuke style swords, and he takes out his sword, Zenitsu's sword, and I'm gonna say throughout all this, he was using the beast breathing style, the water breathing style. He also has the fire breathing style, the sun breathing style, which is also called the fire breathing, and he also has the lightning breathing style, as you can see here, and here, and here, and here, and here. This is, well, I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so he starts using Zenitsu's sword, and he has Zenitsu's personality now, and he's like, oh my god, what just happened here? Who knocked them down? He's all a pussy. So he's like, but like, Mirko just like looking at him confused, like saying, you were the one that just did that. And he's like, oh well. And she's like, okay. And she starts hitting him, and he's like, why are you doing that? And she's like, you were on the middle of the fight before you just did that. And he's like, oh, in that case, he starts lightning breathing. He starts using the lightning breathing style. If I don't remember if it's the lightning breathing style. I just know it is either lightning or thunder. So he starts using Zenitsu's breathing style, and he's so fast that she can't even see him, and she gets knocked out so fast because of that. Then he goes to take Tanjiro's sword out, and he now has his thing, and like midnight arrives, and All Might's just watching like, this kid is powerful. If I can get him to train with me and turn good, and be good, I might be giving him my quirk. And he starts pondering while Midnight it's just there trying to knock him out. But he is using his water breathing style to no, he's actually using his sun breathing style to burn the gas. And he and two other heroes had to hold him down just so Midnight could knock him out, because he wouldn't feel pain. And he literally would he I'm gonna say he's so muscular that he literally his neck or anywhere else is hard enough that no needle could pass through, or no one can not neck chop him. He's at that point. His muscles are that dense from his superhuman quirk and also training. So no one can do a single crap about it but Midnight. So Midnight is giving him a large dose of gas, because a normal dose wouldn't for a human wouldn't work. She literally had to like give him the same amount that she would need to give a horse with her gas knockout gas quirk to that she would have to give to a horse. And she gives that amount to Deku, and that's when he starts falling. And the two pro heroes are like, damn, this kid, he took a lot. Then they put him on the hospital because he's like, they see him like start convulsing, and they're like, oh shroopy, oh poopy, he gonna die. No, he's not. They think he's gonna die, but he hasn't. So he starts like, let me just do something very quick. Okay, almost there. So he starts convulsing, and they ask for an ambulance, and they're saying, did he take too many hits to the head, or is that the knockout gas? And I'm gonna say they put him into UA like straight away, and they had to restrain him. Like, they were saying he's too dangerous to be let alone on the actual bed, so let's put All Might there and restraints. They literally, those insane the coats that they put in insane people. They literally put that in him, and Aizawa was there. He was literally wrapping him, and All Might was there just in case. So he wakes no before he wakes up, like, the nurse is like, how is he still alive? He has so many diseases and many broken bones, and he has internal bleeding. How is he alive? And they're like, he? We know he started convulsing, but like, we thought it was because of the knockout gas. And she's like, oh no, though, he's strong enough to hold out till you give him a dose that you would give to a horse, so that does nothing to him. And they're like, damn, that kid. And they're like, he didn't feel a single thing till now. And every staff member already knew that if they could turn Deku to, like, to be make Deku be good, that All Might would probably be giving him his quirk. And they're like, he is strong. He would be a good candidate, but only if he goes good. And All Might's like, yes, I'll make sure he turns good. And this one. And they're and like in their minds, the staff are like, this kid, and they say like, and the nurse says, this kid has been having these diseases and broken bones. Most of these are from when he was at least 3 to 4 years old. And like they're in their minds, they're like, how is it possible? And like and like the nurse says, probably his quirk. We don't know what his quirk is yet. We do know he has a quirk, but we don't know what it is. So they're like, what was from the battle? And the nurse just says 2 broken ribs, and the rest were already broken from being out in the forest and from when he was very young. So they're like, this kid pushed himself too far. And like he wakes up and they just see him like start foaming, like he's like growling at them like, well, this one hurts. And he starts foaming, and they're like, oh damn, his quirk's probably an animalistic quirk for him to be acting like this, but it's not. The nurse just says, oh no, his quirk is actually superhuman. His quirk is called superhuman, giving him superhuman speed, superhuman strength, superhuman agility, superhuman jumping. And they're like, then why is he acting like this? And like, they restrained him. They literally put like like a bamboo thing on him so he wouldn't do anything. But as soon as he calms down, like he was full on trying to release himself, he does release himself from the straight jacket, and but he can't release himself from the capture tape. He can't release himself from Aizawa's scarf. He is literally being hanged up. Like, you know the way that Todoroki was? He's literally being hanged up like that, but like a full body hang. He's like, minus his face. He's like, he can move his face freely, his head freely, but like his body is restrained and he's being hanged up from the ceiling, not hanged as for enforked, hanged as his body is literally dangling, not dangling as enforked. He has like 2. Just imagine Todoroki when he fights Aizawa with Momo, just like that. So think of that. And they also put this on him so he wouldn't do anything else, like try to bite it off. And they're like, kid, what's your name? And somebody pulls out the bamboo shoot, and he's like, huh? I don't know. I don't remember what my name is. I just know that I lived in the forest for like a long while. And like, they're like, damn, this kid. Instead, they're shouting. And they call Sir Night because he can see the past and the future of somebody. I don't remember if it's actually that, but in all what ifs that I've ever seen, that Sir Night is there. This is how it went, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Don't say I'm a copycat, because basically everyone is doing it when Sir Night is there, so I'm just gonna do the same. I'm too bored. No, not too bored, too sleepy to actually think much. So Sir Night comes in and he's seeing his past and he starts crying because of the horrific things that he saw. And he says to the staff, remember that mansion that burned a long time ago from that family that the camera people saw the sun going out of the forest, and when he saw the mansion burned to the crisp, he just went back to the forest. Yeah, he's that kid. And they're like, damn, damn, he's been there for a long while. And Nezu's like, he must have not had school, so I'm gonna teach him. Because if you don't know, Nezu is his quirk is like, he's super, super, super smart. I'm gonna say that Deku at the end of 10 months, he like trains with Sir Night, All Might, and Mirko, and also Midnight to train his knockout gas capacity. And like he's Mirko starts falling in love with him, and he starts too. And like the nah he's already what 17 in when this happened, and when the 10 months gets to when he's 10 months away from going to UA. And because I did say this was a college, so UA was a college, so he's 17, and he starts falling in love with Mirko, the rabbit hero, and she also starts falling in love with him. Until one day, Sir Nida just looks at both of them and just says, also All Might, and he's just like, they're both just like at the same time say the same thing. You know you like each other, right? And I'm gonna age down Mirko. As soon as the time that she went to the battle, like where Izuku took down like 100 low rank pro heroes, she was just fresh out of UA college, and she was about like 20 and Deku was about 17. So it couldn't really be called pedophilia. So let's continue. So at the end of the 5th month, that's when they tell that. And Deku by the 1st month was already 18, so it was legally allowed. And sorry. And they start dating, surprisingly. And they go like on dates like every other time. But the most thing that they do is the bang bang. The bang bang bye. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. The bang bang bye means they had something that starts with a C and ends with a X. And the middle of the word is a ni. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So their favorite pastime is that. And sorry, I'm just so so they go on dates all the time, and he lives with All Might, and he already has one for all. Like, he did go okay with being good, and he understood the thing about taking down villains, and he didn't know it was the League of Villains, because, like, there was a note, like, in the door. Not in the door, like, it was written in the blood of the. Yeah, they killed them. They killed Izuku's parents before they burnt the whole place down. They literally killed them, and with their blood, they writ on the snow. This was an act of the League of Villains, one controlled by the biggest villain in the world. And All Might, by seeing that, he just had chills. He just was, I'm dead. And like, Deku knows the concept of villains being bad and heroes being good. He's like some heroes are bad, are corrupt, and or just don't go up to the ideals, but some of them do go to the ideals. Like, he takes Mirko to the heart because she is his girlfriend, and she does go be she's what the hero killer Stain considers a good hero. All Might 2, Sir Night-Eye, and All Might. So they're like heroes that take the word hero to the heart. And like the I forgot where I was, sorry. So going back to the story, so Deku does know the concept of villains and heroes, and by the 5th month, he, like, they point out that they like each other and they go on dates and blah 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 the rest. But when it gets to the 10-month mark, and he goes to the test, he is there. He sees Uraraka, and Mirko is also there. And like, I'm also gonna say that, like, the main people that I'm gonna also add Todoroki, Bakugo, and Bakugo to the mix. Yes, I'm gonna be that type. So Mirko and him just straight fall in love with the other people that I said. Hagakure, the invisible girl, Mina, Momo, Uraka, Bakugo, and Todoroki, and Mirko, which Izuku's already dating. So they immediately fall in love with them. They don't know their character and personalities. They just see them and they instantly fall in love. Like, the people already knew that she had a boyfriend, and they would see him sometimes with her. And like, most girls were jealous. Like, how did she get him? He's too gorgeous for her. Most people are simping for him and her, and like, they already know that they're dating. So I'm gonna say, as Nezu basically took care of him for like for like from he since he was 14 till he was about 17. I'm gonna say that the rest didn't happen, but like he just went in there and had a rampage and blah blah blah, and they did spar, but like only when it got to the 5 month mark before the he entrance exam to UA got in there. But like they had an agreement that he they didn't know that he was strong enough to pass the test, so they were like, you are not gonna take a recommendation, you're going to do this on your own. And he takes us by heart, like, and he says, I know you guys in UA you have to wear a uniform and you can't bring weapons, but as my quirk it doesn't really go, like, I know I have all my quirk, but like I like my swords is like something that connects me to my family, and it's also the main thing that I use to combat. So he asked Nezu if he can wear the swords and what he also wears normally, this and the other two swords, Tanjiro's sword, this one, and Zenitsu's sword, this one. So so Izuku is Nezu's like, as I already know you for a long time, and I know you don't like to wear anything else but that, and you also feel some sentiment with those swords. I'm gonna let you do that, but like you can only use your swords if you're given the go ahead. And I'm gonna say he's good friends with Aizawa too. Like he also trains with Aizawa to see if he can use his quirk, even if Aizawa was like stopping him from it, and he gets better and better every time. And he already has one for all for like 3 years, so he already can use 100%. And they're like, you're definitely gonna be able to go to pass. And they're like, so you don't destroy, well, kill other people, we'll give you a city especially made for you where people can watch and will be watching, like people from Japan, people around the whole world will be watching. Well, yeah, people from the whole world would be watching, because I'm gonna say UA High, no, UA College is the best hero school slash college ever to be existed. So every single like fight, or like every single entrance exam, or like license exam here, license exam, provisional, and the rest is all broadcasted around the whole world. And like the main focus this time was Izuku, and they were like, actually I'm just gonna put a different one that I almost never put. What about this one? So they like they said the main focus was one person that they knew that was strong enough to destroy a whole city with one punch if he wanted to. So they specially made an arena for him, and they'll be sending a lot of robots, especially 0 pointers. Like mostly 0 point. He's only gonna have 0 pointers. Like most people were told that 0 pointers don't have any points, and they don't. But like they already know Deku is strong enough to defeat 0 pointers. So they don't care anyways. They just want to show that they have the single strongest student in the whole world, take down the strongest type of robots to that academies have. And I'm gonna say All Might is narrating this, and everyone already like some people, some pro heroes from other countries and in Japan especially already know that Deku has one for all. So they're like, this kid is definitely gonna destroy them all. And like, Nezu built an arena big enough to support 20 zero pointers at once. And the arena was like reinforced with a lot of metal and concrete, thick enough to stop the Tsar Bomba. If Tsar Bomba, if you don't know what that is the king bomb of all, the king of all bombs, made by the Russian. That was 50 kilotons, and was heard from, if I'm not mistaken, 250 miles away, and seen from 500 miles away. So it was enough to withstand a ground zero explosion from that. Like, if the arena was the ground zero, it would totally still survive. But like, I'm gonna say Deku has another quirk. He is gonna have a quirk where he lets out giant explosions that can be considered atomic. So he mainly uses his strength and his swords, so like, everyone knows not to mess with him. But like, they just don't know about his other quirk, which is also called atomic nuclear bomb. He has a quirk that it's called nuclear explosion, not nuclear bomb, nuclear explosion, better, nuclear fallout. And his main use for that is when there's too many villains or anything. So at the start of it, he literally let out a giant, like, one of the biggest explosions that he could make, literally destroying the stadium. I said it was able to hold the biggest atomic bomb in the world. Well, he went twice that. And the stadium went to ashes, like nothing left. But the robots were still there, like half of, like, there were only like 5 left. And he like took one of them by every single, no, he actually went all out and took them all in 1 second. Like, they already knew he was fast, so they like put cameras that could see how fast he was going, and they were like saying how fast he was moving. They were saying he is going faster than the speed of sound. He's like going at Mach 26. No, he was like moving at Mach 20, Mach 10. And if you don't know how fast that is, just go search up Mach 10. How fast is Mach 10? And just so you know, if I'm not mistaken, 2.5 or 3, Mach 2.5 or Mach 3 is the speed of sound, which is very, very fast. So he's at Mach 10. So let's go to one that we haven't seen yet. Let's go to this one. So going on, uh, he literally destroys them fast enough that the normal cameras can't see him. Like for the normal cameras, it's just after images. There's just like every 1 meter there's an after image of him. And like from the vision of the fast cameras, the slow-mo cameras, like Deku's going at normal speed. Not normal speed, he's going like all might fast in the normal cameras. And he was like very fast normally. So they were like, this is the best slow motion camera, and he's going as fast as All Might. And everyone's like, this kid might be the best. And they literally just are ting. Not at that time, but you know when metal meets metal, it literally, no, better, when something metallic falls on the ground, they just hear that because they were speaking, everyone was speaking to each other around the world, like this kid might be the best person in, like the strongest person in the world. And like they just hear the metal falling on the ground, and they look up and see that the kid literally cut the 0 pointers into little pieces, like it was butter. And like they were contemplating, like, is that the blades or is that his work? And like they display like his quirk. He had to have a separate date so everyone could see. They were like saying to everyone's face, we want you to see who the best and who got the best score and who made a world record. And they were like, everyone was like, damn. And like he did take the like written exam in the same day that everyone did, but like 1 day later he took the actual physical test, and he like he literally destroyed them in about 10 seconds. And they were like, this kid might be the strongest person in the world. Okay. So Bakugo is like, the damn brat! He has my quirk! And he's in like, he starts shouting loudly because of that. And let's go to my favorite character of this anime, Inosuke. This one with this one, because this is where he looks bitter. So like Bakugo was shouting like loud, and his mother literally just never chopped him. And going back to the story, 1 day later, like everyone was already in class when they saw that, and they were like, that damn kid. They were like not thinking much of him because he looks like Inosuke. He looks exactly like Inosuke. So they were like, they knew he was strong because of his abs, but like they were like, maybe we don't know what his quirk is, but we hopefully don't know. Hopefully it's not strong enough. Like everyone is cocky, so they're like, he don't have a good quirk. He's just physically strong. When he had All Might's quirk for 3 years, not 10, 3. So, sorry. So, they were like, why did he have so they asked why did he have to take the entrance exam now, and they said because we had to reinforce a place. We had to make a place for him. We already knew his potential. We were already gonna give him top spot because we already know what he's capable of. We just wanted the world to know it, and the world to know that there's hope. Because, like, All Might was already retired, and there were already a lot of robberies. They did know that there was a hero that somebody that would go out and, like, in like he would immediately stop them. It was Izuku using his lightning breathing style just so he wouldn't be seen. So going back, go actually let's stay on this one. So so they're like, so you just wanted to show him off to the world so they know who the best school. And they're like, no, we just wanted to show off that there's somebody that can bring peace. And we already knew he was gonna get in anyways. He's and like they're the only non-pro heroes or government agents that didn't know that he had All Might's quirk. And Aizawa, like, he had the go ahead from All Might and Izuku and Nezu and everyone else. So he said, just so you know, half of 1/4 of that was All Might's quirk. And they're like, how is that so? And Aizawa explains all about One for All, and they're like so amazed that he gave it to him. Well, they already, like, Aizawa explained that he was that kid from that time and that he was super strong. Like, he defeated 100 low rank pro heroes and the bunny hero, which is also his girlfriend, but right now, and it took enough knockout gas from midnight to put a horse to sleep. That's how much it took to make him stop. And he was fighting with a lot of diseases, internal bleeding, a lot of broken bones, which most of that was from his childhood, from probably when he was 3 or 4. And they're like, I'm scared by him. And they should be. And, like, Aizawa is like, you're all pooping your pants. And they're like, no, I can see you. And, like, okay, we are. And, like, he promises if you don't post much of a enemy towards him, or like threat, or think you're better than him, you won't have a beating. Like, he beaten All Might many times. He beaten the hero that literally can see the future of a person, and he beat many people in brute strength. Like, Aizawa says, don't aggravate him, and you'll be safe. You'll have somebody that's caring, and the only way to calm him down is her. Currently, our class assistant, Mirko, his girlfriend. And, like, the girls and the two And like Todoroki already knew because his father was an Endeavor, and I'm gonna say Endeavor in this time in this what if he isn't much of a jerk bag. He actually cares, but he did take them to extreme while training. I'm gonna say no, that's important to the story. So his mother didn't go to the mental hospital. He still does have the scar, but oh well. He so like the girls that I said were like, I will, I want him right now, and I also want her right now. They're bisexual. If you are homophobic, get out of this. I I hate people that are homophobic. It's okay to make jokes, like light jokes, but like to actually hate people that are gay or lesbian or pansexual, bisexual, transsexual. That's just not okay. Asexual too. That's just not okay. That's how they are. So if you are homophobic, get out of this video. I don't like you. Get out right now. And it's so cold. Just so you know, okay, I don't have it right now, but like it was saying just a few minutes ago that it was -3. So it's right now -3. So going on to the story, they're like, the girls are like, we want him and her right now. Because they're all 18, 17. No, they're all 18, almost, some of them almost 19. So they're like, did he already do it with her? Like, some people think that out loud. And like, she's like, I'll respond to that. And she literally says many times. And the girls that like him and are gonna be the harem are like start blushing, and because they were the ones that were like that said that out loud. Todoroki too, because I'm gonna say Todoroki was already dating Deku and Mirko, so no one else knew but them and some other people. So, and Mirko also says, and we also date somebody in this class, and it's a guy. And they're like, who is it? And then they start looking around and they just see Todoroki blushing. And like, when somebody tries to slide down their seat to not make any eye contact or like try to avoid the teacher. Todoroki was doing that while blushing. And they just see him and they're like, oh, so everyone was like, oh, so it's him. Minetta's like, why does he get the best people? Minus Todoroki, he's the worst. But that's in Minetta's mind. Todoroki, for me, I would literally love if Bakugo and Todoroki and Deku were a thing. But okay. Bakugo is gonna be on the harem, so yeah. Okay, let's continue. Let's see how much time. I can go to 2 hours. Okay. So, Deku. So, get back to Deku's perspective. It has ended like Deku has finished all of them. Like there's nothing left but a few scraps from the 5-0 pointers, the ones that weren't destroyed by the nuclear explosion that Deku set off from his quirk. And Deku was like, damn, this was too easy. I asked them to make it extra hard, but they still made it too easy. And like, Nezu is like, like a kilometer away. Like, how is it possible? We can hear what you're saying. We made it extra hard. Normally people would have only one 0 pointer. You had 20. You destroyed 15 with one blow of one of your quirks, and 5 of them using the other one, and plus your swords. But the one that you defeated 5 was the one that you made. We can launch more. Do you want more? And Deku just says, yes, do give me more. And Nezu's like, how much? And Deku literally says 50. And Nezu's like, he starts chatting with the people in the control room. Like, do we do this? Do we not? Like, we know he's strong enough, but we already showed off. And they're like, nah, let's just give him 20 like the original time. Like the original 20 robots that he defeated. And they said, we're not gonna give you 50, we're gonna give you another 20. And before we give you that, we're gonna have All Might come down and give you some cuffs, quirk canceling cuffs. So you can use your quirk. You'll have to do that by pure brute force and your swords. And I'm gonna say his pure brute force, his strength, is like 50% All Might. And he's not using his quirk. That's his brute strength. Like his raw strength. And like, he doesn't even end up using the swords. No, he actually does. He uses this, and everyone is amazed, and they like, how is he so good? He defeated the first 15 with one of his quirks. The other 5 with his other quirk and his swords. Now he just used his brute strength and his sword, one of his 4 swords, to defeat it. I'm gonna say he has a third quirk besides, I'm gonna say no. Actually, I'm gonna say that it's a third quirk. Yes, a third quirk, because his original superhuman quirk fused with One for All, like literally 10-folding his power, making him 5 times stronger than All Might. So his third quirk is multiple arms. He has 4 arms. But he's like Stitch. If you ever watch Lilo and Stitch, he like can retract them. Most of the time they're retracted. But when he needs to fight, he has all 4 swords. Inosuke dual wielding swords with the grooves, Tanjiro's sword, and his Zenitsu's sword. And when he's using all three breathing styles, he's literally, no, all four breathing styles, which is this one, and this one. The beast breathing style, the sun breathing style, water breathing style, and uh, um, lightning breathing style. And when he uses that, he's literally a god, like on a god level. If he does that without his quirk, he's literally still impossible to beat. Like, I'm actually gonna say that all his quirks fused with One for All, making it one quirk and compact. And I'm gonna say, you know the way that you see like the previous users when you have One for All. When you look at Deku, you see Deku and other four people behind him, and like All Might, Nanashimura, and everyone else beside them, and you just see those four people behind Deku and the other 8 people on his right side. And going on, he literally is like, as One for All is basically unstealable, almost unstealable from All for One. He All for One can steal his other quirks, as One for All literally binded all his other quirks with him itself. And like, I'm gonna no, actually no. So sorry. So he's using all four styles, and he destroys all 20 robots in one go with no quirk because he has the quirk canceling cuffs. And everyone's like, he just showed us a third quirk. Not even known by most. Not like, no one was ever seen with 3 quirks. I'm also gonna add Melissa Shield and May to the harem, cause like, I never see people adding May or making May Deku's girlfriend or Melissa his girlfriend. They just make them acquaintance, or like in What If Deku is betrayed, they make May, sometimes, most of the times they make May his girlfriend. So going on, Deku is like literally beat the 20 other robots that was sent after the other 20. So he beats that. That's that. And going on, next day he literally comes in and like Ida is literally doing his hand chop thing, and like Deku takes that as a threat, like, because Ida was like scolding him for not wearing school uniform and having weapons in school grounds, but Deku just continuously says, Nez, the principal Nez literally gave me permission. And like, Ida was like, I don't care if you're the strongest or that, but you still have to wear the school uniform, shouting and not neck chopping, hand chopping, like he normally does. And Deku takes that as a hostile, like a hostile move, and he literally when people use their gun, like the part where you put the ammo in handguns like Glocks, where they bash people in the head with the that part. Deku takes out one of the swords and literally bashes him with the part where he holds the sword. And like Lita is on the floor just like lying lying there, if he was like he was knocked out, like cold. And like the little robots just come in, like like they literally just take the unconscious body of Lita Ida into the Mac and take him to the nurse's office. And like everyone else just like, we dead. And Deku actually starts talking with the people that I said that are gonna be in his harem. I'm gonna say Melissa and May are in 1A. Like Melissa is in Island, and May is in the support course, item support course. She is in there. She does have a quirk. I'm not gonna go into what her quirk is now. And the brain freeze. No brain freeze. My brain literally froze, and I can't think right now. Okay. Going on to the story. So he starts chatting. I'm gonna exclude Mineta. Like he was attacked by the sludge villain, and he was killed. I don't like Mineta. I don't like pervs. So going on, Mineta's the worst character in the thing. Going on. Brain bug. Okay, going on. So Deku starts talking with Todoroki, chatting with Mirko, and he starts chatting with Momo, Mina, Ochaku, and Hagakure, Toru Hagakure, and he's in Bakugo is like. Actually, Bakugo didn't grow up as a bully. He just had a short temper. So he sees Izuku as an equal, like if not a person stronger than him, and he respects that. And like Aizawa comes in, and he not comes in. Aizawa literally stands up. No, let's go back. Like before that happens, where Izuku starts chatting with the people in his house. He goes up to behind the teacher's desk, and he 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 he's like, "Hey, Aizawa, 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 you awake? Hello, Aizawa." And Aizawa's like, "Wow, how much time do you want me to shut up the class?" And he says 20 minutes. No, he actually says 30 minutes. And like who's like, okay. And like the team, like the teacher already made him the day before, like, the class president, no questions asked. So, like, so he goes up to the front of the class and says the teacher wants 30 minutes of quiet because he's sleeping. He's a nighttime hero and he barely gets a wink. So everyone goes like on. He says you can speak, but very low voice. And he starts speaking with Momo, Uraraka, Mina, Hagakure. Uh, then I add another girl to this besides me. Yeah, Mirko, uh, Todoroki, and Bakugo, reminding you that he is already dating two people, Todoroki and Mirko. And they're the only two people that actually can calm him down from a rampage. And let's skip. Let's go to the ball throw thing. And, like, Deku, as he was the first, he was number one. As he literally throws the ball so hard that it literally makes shockwaves. Like, you hear boom, 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 boom. And, like, he uses all his quirks at once just to make the ball go very fast. The ball goes so fucking fast, but people in America just see a ball going through the sky and hear boom, 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 boom until the ball comes back to Deku. And, like, Deku just literally gets hit by his own ball. Like his head is planted down on the ground, and the ball just goes flying up to the air after that. And Aizawa just determines plus infinity, and because of that, he's immediately the winner. And Uraka gets second because she got infinity, and Deku got plus infinity because the ball literally went so fast around the world and hit him on the head and went up into the space. And, like, I thought was like, Izuku, so we have a problem. The ball literally went to Jupiter. Like, the thing is saying that the ball is in Jupiter. And, like, they could, did I use too much? And, like, people beside him are just, I think you did. You just blew a hole, like, behind you in a straight, thin line through you, like, in front of you, like, around the whole world, minus in water parts. And, like, everyone is like, I think you overstepped it. And he's like, damn, that was only 50%. That was only like 1/4 of my power. And everyone's like, jaws drop. Even Aizawa's, like, Aizawa already knew, so he used as much as possible to take his quirk, as he fused all his quirks with one for all. All that Aizawa had to do is cancel one quirk. So he did that, and, like, damn it, and, like, Aizawa was like, damn it, I was suppressing your quirk, and that's what you did. And, like, everyone's like, you were suppressing his quirk, and he did that, and, like, and people were like, were you using your full percentage for that to happen? And, like, Aizawa just said, nah, I know his not even I know his full percentage, but this wasn't it. That was probably 1/4. and they're like, their jaws drop, and like they just see Todoroki and Mirko just like laughing their asses off. Aizawa and Mirko and All Might was there, and Todoroki laughing their asses off, and like Deku being confused why they're laughing, because he doesn't understand the concept of laughter and anything else considered funny. He's like, why you guys laughing? Because he doesn't understand why they're laughing. But then he like at that moment he realizes why they're laughing and joins in the laughter the first time that happens. And he just sees the people on the line, like, jaws dropped, like, where their eyes go pop out and they're completely white, like, astounded, like they just don't know what happened, like a total, and like, whoa, and a gasp at the same time. So they were like that, and that's when Ozuku realizes what was happening. And like this, I'm gonna skip to the USJ. I don't want to do the. No, I'm actually gonna do it. So I'm gonna say there is two teams: the hero team and the villain team. There's no other teams. There's only Team A and Team B. There's no other. So I'm gonna put the ones that I know that are in the harem, like Momo, Uraka, Mina, Hagakure, Mei, and Melissa, Todoroki, and Bakugo, and Deku in the same squad, like in the same team, as they know they're the best already. Like, it was proven that they were the best, and the rest of the class was like on B team, and they were deemed the villains. No, actually, they were deemed the heroes, and like Deku before he went to do that, he literally announced, he literally said this, as I'm gonna be on the villain team, I ask full permission from the assistant of the class and the teacher of the class if I can go full psychotic. Not actually my full psychotic, but if I can look, not look, like act like a villain. And they said, well, you're on the villain team, so do whatever. Like, All Might already knows what he means. Mirko too. Todoroki too. And no one else know what they mean by that. So they're like, what do you mean by act like a villain? Sorry. And then Deku literally in a dark tone just says, "You'll find out." And like, even the people on his team are like, damn, damn. And like Todoroki was like, like, he is a blubbermouth. He literally can't keep any secret. Well, it's his own secret too, but like, he says, me, Mirko, and deku like you guys, everyone on this team. And they're like, the girls are like, yay. And like Bakugo just like go like on a full rampage, like like that. And they said, and they literally left the girls to protect the bomb. And they're like, as if you don't know the name of the new movie, My Hero Academia: The Three Musketeers. They literally call them like they literally call themselves the guys call themselves the Three Musketeers. And like I'm gonna say Bakugo does like them all on the ones that are on his team. And Deku is like, he knows it because the way he looks at the girls in the team and the way he looks at Todoroki and him. And he's like, I know he likes me, and I know the other girls like me. But I don't know if the girls like Todoroki or him. So he's like waiting for the right time. But Todoroki already said that, and like, Bakugo goes on and says, is it true that you like me? Is it true that you two and the class assistant like me and the girls? And Deku says true. Like, and Bakugo's like, oh, thank God, yes. And let me stop. This is so funny. Oh well, going on. Uh, uh, I can't stop laughing. Oh well, and they already were like, when before they went, like the where the bomb was, there was no cameras, so they didn't see what happened there. But like Mirko was actually assisting them because she didn't know, like they didn't know what he meant by acting like a villain, so she had to go with him just so he wouldn't go full on psychopathic or sociopathic. Like she already was predicting it. Like in her mind she was saying, he said full psych if he could act like a villain as he's in the villain team. So she put two and two together and like was like, oh, he's gonna go full psychopath. And he did. But before that, like the girls are like, and Miracle and the other guys are like Todoroki and Miracle are like, we do like you all, you guys. And like, as you guys are technically 18, it wouldn't be pedophilia. And like, Bakugo was fine because he actually does also like Mirko. I'm gonna say he is like a fanboy of Mirko for plot reasons. Oh, my jaw hurts of talking. Oh. If you heard any cracking, it was me cracking my jaw, cause it hurts. Okay, going on. Before the three guys and Mirko trying to protect everyone on the hero team went off, they were like, okay, so do we start dating, all of us? Are we in a harem? And them three said, well, yes, we're technically dating. That's technically a harem. And they're not dating, all of them. Mirko, Melissa, May, I can't remember. Melissa, May, Mirko, Momo, Mina, Uraka, Hagakari, Hagakure, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Deku are now dating. And they said that to everyone. And everyone was like, damn, that's a harem. Like, if Mineta was there, Mineta would be crying like, how does he get to end up with all of those beautiful girls if he were alive? But he ain't alive anymore. He dead. So going on, this is probably gonna be a longer video than I expected. So going on, this is gonna probably be split apart from parts, but oh well. So going on, Deku goes, and the two other guys, Bakugo and Todoroki, and also, oh sorry, let me just put this one, and Mirko, like, everyone sees the dark side of Deku's dark side. It's not a dark side, he just knows how to make himself look like a psychopath and a sociopath at the same time. Like somebody that belongs to a mental hospital in a jacket in a room full of pillows. Sorry. You know the padded rooms that they normally have? He went to a point that people were like, he belongs in a place like that. And they were like, and Deku, so All Might was already foreseeing this, so like he was like, oh well, many people's bones are gonna be broken today. Like the hero team never gets the bomb. No, not even, they don't even get out of the first floor. But even after that, when they start getting in, they just see something on the ceiling, like it's Black Whip, just so you know, like Black Whip destroying all the lights, and like just like the only thing you can see. Imagine, well, let me see. Imagine these red eyes, Tanjiro's red eyes. It's just like that. And like you just see you just hear four blades against the concrete. Like if you know when on horror movies where the murderer has an axe on the floor, where it's like he's doing that with the blades. And let me just continue. Okay, and he literally, you'd only see the sparks and hear the blades, and also you can only see his eyes. And after that, no one can remember anything. Like, they don't get out. They completely don't get out of the first floor. Like, immediately after that, the door closes behind them when they get into the building. And, like, they were like, oh, well, we're dead. That's what he mean by acting like a villain. Sorry, I'm just juggling the apples. I'm bored. Not bored of the what if, I'm just bored. So, Deku goes on doing everything else. Like, after that scene that I just explained, everyone just blacks out. They don't remember what happened after it, but I'm gonna explain. They start trying to fight Deku, but like as they're in the dark, they can't see anything. And only the only person that can actually produce light is in the villain team, and he's not there. He was like far behind, waiting for Deku's signal if anyone passed, or like waiting for anyone if anyone passed. And Miracle had to actually come in. Like Todoroki and Miracle had to actually come in to save everyone from death, certain death. Because after Deku goes to a full psychopath, he can't return until something snaps him back. So when the lights come back on, all you can see is Miracle and Todoroki kissing him after like All Might already knew what was happening. He was hearing it and was seeing it. So he already knew what they were doing. So, and he was also the only one that saw what happened in the bomb room, the room where the bomb was. So he was like, I'm proud of this kid. I'm happy I chose him. Like, actually, you know what? I might be one day going for the USJ, but for today, this is it. Goodbye.